Hi everyone, welcome on the channel for a new battle report. This is the semi-final of the Agrael International. We are playing against Team Belgium. This was the final game of the round, so quite interesting to see who is going to qualify. And I was paired against Agrael, who is playing at Dread Elves. My list still the same as you saw in the previous battle report of this tournament. And this was my opponent's list, so he's playing a special type of Dread Elf army with a lot of units on the table. He has only a Warlock as a character, and then the rest are unit of Spear, 2 units of Corsair as Chaff, also to kill the Chaff in core. Then he has big unit of Militant, small Judicator, 2 units of Acolyte to play on the flank, Altar of Nab to give the Fury, 2 units of Obsidian Guard to have the BSB effect and also had some scoring and strength, and 2 units of Hunting Chariot. So interesting list. We were playing all the center on Spearhead, and we both had Enslave and Ransom as secondary objective for this game. So interesting, we play for the same. And then spell selection you see below. A matchup analysis here as a multi-threat Dread Elf, but very sensitive to my range damage, Pyro and Crossbow. I think here on the primary, clear advantage for Dread Elf. It's something I underestimated a bit. I saw my range damage, I put it as you see at the bottom of the slide. Estimation, I put slightly positive, thinking my range damage should do too much. And the Frost Mammoth allows me to engage, so on theory I should be able to play for it. But as soon as we discussed with my teammate, also one of them playing Dread Elf, we quickly established that I cannot compete for the primary, and actually I will be heavily defending in this matchup, and it's rather negative than positive actually. So here wrong estimation for me in the matrix. Fortunately for me, we have a clear advantage on the round, and we only need 2 points from this match. So I don't have much pressure, but just need to avoid any big magnitude game here basically where I could win big. So be careful. Path to victory for me, defend to max the range damage, counter push. That was the basic idea, to counter push when enough damage is done, but I think here there's going to be no way to really counter push because he has so many resources on the table. I will try on the secondary to make it complicated for him. I don't plan to engage much, which could be a way for me to defend the secondary. Starting seems here to be a big advantage, and I think I talked about it. So let's see deployment. He won the role, elected to be the attacker obviously. I was defender, I picked the bottom part of the map, and I picked obviously Spearhead in the middle, mainly to avoid him to Vanguard in the middle. And he picked this side, and then you see his deployment. So you have the main unit here around the middle with the Stalker standard, Judicator on the flank, Acolyte on both flank to play wide, Corsair a bit all around, and Obsidian Guard on both sides to give the BSB effect. I went with heavily on the left, put the Bruiser to close. I should be able to move a bit forward with the Bruiser and close the flank. And then I have my Gunners in the good spot to get some good shooting here, threatening the flank. The big unit of Tribesmen supported by Frosty and Murkvet. Frosty is looking that way because I want to be out of range of Evocation turn 1, even if he march. And then Keen-Eater Yeti ready to chaff zone him with support of Cannon, and right flank I have the Mercenary Giant at Vanguard. I think here one mistake to start with, I elected to make the defender Vanguard on the left flank here. I think the right choice would have been to do it on the Bruiser to try to zone him a bit more and to block him on this side. So I think I should have been pushing the Bruiser a little bit. I debated a bit about. I thought, let's push the Giant and stay. I was afraid that he would Vanguard the Hunting Chariot and start to focus the Bruiser with Corsair and Hunting Chariot. That was a bit what I was afraid of, but I think I should still have done it. His turn 1 is going to take advantage from that, and he's able basically here to get a possible charge range for turn 2, which forces my crossbow guys that don't like to move. They are forced to move basically. Then he move everything forward. Magic Phase, get touch of the Reaper on the Tribesman, do 3 wounds, Soul Blight, Dispel. And that's about it. He did some wounds on my Tribesman as well with the Hunting Chariot. That's the only thing that I gave him in range on turn 1. My turn 1, I don't move much, as you can see. Magic Phase gets Cage of Ember on the Yema. Dance of the Yema on my prime target. I do 2 wounds, crossbow, do 1 wound on the Yema and 1 wound on the Chariot. So I shot here a 6 shot on the Chariot. Here tried to make a couple of shots on the Yema. but I didn't manage to get much, and the cannon didn't hit on the hunting chariot. So slow start for my range damage. His turn 2, yeah, he's under cage, so he doesn't move the Yema, but push forward with the rest. Start to push on the flanks, both flank with the Corsair, to open up situation. In the magic phase, he get touch of the Reaper, do 1 wound on my Frost Mammoth, and get also Hereditary on the Frost Mammoth. I dispel Soul Blight. My turn 2. As you can see, I shuffle around, continue to defend, get proper positioning. You see, start to do some work with the Corsair against my Bruiser. I cannot really charge him because he gets a nice flee pass. I don't get any redirect of the charge, and then he can punish me with combo charge, so I cannot really take that. Magic Phase, get Cage of Ember on the Yema, kill 1, Pyro Flow on the Corsair, but I do 0 wound, and the cannon 0 wound with 5d3, strength 4. He has then only a 5 up, and he rolled crazy amount of saves, and I do nothing. That was impressive. Cannon shoot at the spear because he is solid and short range, so I managed to kill 3 spear and crossbow. I killed the chariot, so at least that's that. He's turn 3, but for now I didn't do that much. He moved forward with the Yema, suffer some wounds from the cage, only 2. So for the moment, in 2 turns, I didn't do that much. I expected more from my range damage. He started to put more pressure. You see his whole army is basically in my half line, so start to put more pressure on me. Magic Face, he failed on touch of the Reaper, failed Hereditary, but then get 4 dice against 4 Soul Blight on my Frost Mammoth. Was a small card, so only 4 dice for me. I do 3 wounds, and then with the Harpoon shoot, he managed to do another 3 wounds and kill my Frosty. So that was a bit lucky, but could happen. So I lost the Frosty, which makes any attempt for me to counter push charge even much harder here. On my turn, I take a charge on the right with the Chariot, thinking I can get rid of the Corsair and then prepare a counter charge from the Giant. And at the same time, I'm zoning a bit the left flank. I keep my chaff alive, and I didn't move the shooting unit because here I spot something very interesting. I get here flank shot with everybody, no cover, so everything on 4+. So I will do no magic in them because if I kill 2 model, then I get cover. So I need to pay attention from that and do magic elsewhere. But that's a huge moment where my crossbow should do a ton of damage. Magic Phase, I do... What do I do? Yes, stand and shoot, he did 2 wounds to my Chariot on 6 up. The Cage of Embers on the Judicator, I killed 3. I don't want them to be too active. And then I get a Pyro Flow on the Corsair. This time a bit lucky, 4 dice against 5. I kill 4 and he's shaken. That's those guys in the middle. He was too far from the Obsidian Guard. Maybe small mistake on his part. So he's shaken, which is good news for me. And then I shoot at the flank of the Yema and I do a ton of hits. I do 5 hits on 4+ out of 6 shots. And I managed to kill everybody except 1 Yema. So a huge amount of hits. Obviously the flank penetrating, it does way too much for him. And he basically lost the unit here. So that's the end for his push. Close combat. I get rid of most of the Corsair. He breaks. I debated, should I pursue or not? He rolled a 9. I needed a 9 to catch him and be also out of line of sight of the Acolyte. I was afraid that if I roll low, I get nothing. He charged me, and then I'm too far for the Giant. And basically, what I measured that I have a correct charge against his. If I reform, I have a correct charge on his Acolyte. It's also if he's free from combat, which is likely. It's also 8 check on terror. If not, he's likely to flee off the board. So here my idea is to stay. We'll see if it was smart or not. I charge my Chariot, move forward. I think the Acolyte didn't move this turn because they are under the cage. Move things around, as you can see. We have then touch of the Reaper on the Giant, does 2 wounds. Hereditary on the cannon. I dispel Soul Blight. He lost some spear on the miscast. Shooting, it continued to do wounds on my Bruiser on the left. I can do nothing about that. He still offers me the same setup where I cannot charge because I get punished for that, and I lost too many wounds already, so it's too risky for me. And he rallied 2 times on 8 no reroll, which is good news for him, obviously. Close combat, he killed my cannon. I have a charge on 4 after his reform, so I need a 4 on my Giant. He has an 8 terror check, first of all. We will see how that goes. I pass his terror, I failed the charge on 4, so I'm going to get charge, which is not a good news due to the failed charge. So not great for me. The rest, I stay where I am. But here basically I'm quite safe to not get less than the 2 points that we need to qualify. So it's not looking great, but I cannot really counter push heavily because too many things looking at me. So yeah, still need to be careful what I do in this matchup and not give him to any good opportunities basically. So I play it here very safe. Cage of Amber on Judicator to try to block him on the ground, but I do nothing with the cage, but still it's cast, but that might be not enough to stop him from charging. Fireball failed, Pyroflow dispel, shooting, I did some work. Here just the odds, just out of curiosity for me, if I charge the Acolyte with the Giant, it's a winning combat. On average you do between 2-3 wounds, and me plus 2 attack, that should do 3-4 wounds, so I should win by a bunch and then cause him some issue. But I don't know here, I maybe made the wrong decision to not pursue with the Chariot. I think here what caused me trouble is the fact that he rolled high for the flea, and I was thinking if I roll low I might lose the Chariot for nothing in return basically, and that's something I didn't like that much. Anyway, he's turn 5, he makes the 4+ maximize on the Judicator together with the Temple, so he's going to eat the Giant. The rest moves around. Magic phase, nothing crazy. He gets he failed touch of the Reaper, gets -1 resilience on the Giant. I'm happy to let that go. I want him to kill the Giant and not pursue him because we play Enslave and Ransom. For the moment he only got 1 unit, so I'm fine, but still I don't want to give him too many points. He do 3 wounds on the Yeti with like touch of the Reaper, 4 wounds on the Bruiser with the shooting. The Giant dies and only suffers, yeah, not many wounds on the cage. I think like 2 on the charge, so not that much. My turn 5, I save all the points to avoid him to get any combat for the secondary. I will just do range damage. I kill some Corsair, he's shaken. 4 with the Pyroflow, 3 with the shooting, so he's shaken after the shooting because he made the check after the magic. He's turn 6, nothing crazy. Gets Pyroflow, no he gets, sorry, a touch of the Reaper, did some wounds somewhere. I think he made it on the Keen Eater and did like 2 wounds and shot the Keen Eater, did wounds. And then touch of the Reaper on the Yeti, try to get some points. I dispel the Soul Blight. If 5 dice hit, which surprised me a bit, and I dispel it. My 6, yeah, I charged the guys that were shaken but rallied to get the points. And I'm going to do magic and shooting, Pyroflow, and the 6 shot on 4+, 2+ to kill the Chariot. So I take the Corsair and take the Chariot to make it even on points. And basically we are at 7-13 due to the primary, which is a correct result assuming the matchup. So yeah, quickly, I think Pyro and Crossbow making the game positive was a sweet dream for mine, but never was the case. So many resources, it can still push me heavily, and that's a dangerous and a bad matchup overall. So I'm happy that my teammates opened my eyes before the game and told me that after the pairing, and told me that actually it wasn't a positive matchup like I thought. So good learnings here for me. Was typically attack versus defend game where the primary for me was lost from the start. You saw my attempt. My main game plan here was to reduce the magnitude of the result. I wanted to be in control and not give him any opening to win heavily. I could have at some point tried to counter push with the main unit, but that would just have been risk of him making multiple charge and maybe getting this unit trimmed down and me losing the game. So I didn't want any risk here. That's why I stayed very cautious. Also towards the end where I had maybe the openings to try to push a bit with my big block. Yeah, flank on the crossbow with the Yema. That was a mistake that I was able to punish heavily. And that meant also the end of the rush for him. That meant the end of the attack. And on my turn 3, I think overall, yeah, Pursue seems to be the best option. We play Enslave and Ransom, so I can get 2 points here, which open up a bit more for me, the win of the secondary. I didn't take that much unit, but if I make it, I mean, I take 2 points. That's a Chariot out of line of sight, very annoying for him. And still the Giant is alive and can do stuff and zone and maybe save his point. So I think overall, considering everything, I should have take the Pursue move with the Chariot here. Anyway, guys, that's it. So we're able to qualify for the final, which is the main goal here. I didn't make, it wasn't a great game, but also interesting to see how you can sometimes just minimize the risk and try to make it safe in a matchup that's actually not good. So that's also quite interesting. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you soon for the next battle report. Goodbye.